amazing, beautiful people, how you doing? And welcome back to another anime reaction video. So, a while ago, about like 2 weeks ago or so, we did a reaction to the darkest anime ever, right? And there's a part 2 of that video, and there's a bunch of other videos that have been recommended. But recently, Animan, who made that video, has released a 10 dark anime that will mentally break you. And this one has been popping up in my recommendations. You guys have been asking for it, so of course, we're gonna do a reaction to it. I've heard that the anime on this list are ones that I've either seen or I'm not gonna react to, so the spoilers should be absolutely fine. So we're just gonna dive straight into this one and watch every single part of this video. Shout out Animan, link to their channels in the description, so make sure you go support them. And again, I don't know if you guys are listening, how I'm picking these reactions is simply the most upvoted comments on my video, right? But some of you have been upvoting for like episode 1 of anime. If that happens, I'm just not gonna do it. But the most upvoted comment on these reactions, that's what I'll record a reaction to next, all right? But if you guys, like, if it depends what you guys do, but yeah, that's how I've been picking these reactions. So go to the comment section, leave a comment, upvote the one you agree with. Whichever one is number 1, that's why I'll record a reaction next, all right? That's how this channel works. So make sure you guys leave your recommendations. Make sure you also press that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well, because if you're not subscribed, it's a million years bad luck. So make sure you are. Let's jump into my first time of reaction to the 10 dark anime that will mentally break you.
So today we're diving into anime that are almost as dark as shows like Berserk 2016. Wait, scratch that word. Definitely not talking about that dumpster fire. I mean, honestly, nothing is darker than that mess. But if you're a rom-com fan, you might want to look away, because today's list is all about the top 10 darkest anime that will absolutely wreck your mind. So buckle up, it's about to get a little intense. Let's dive in. To start off, we have
he was showing freaking Hellsing Ultimate at the beginning there. I gotta say, that scene that he showed, super fucked up.
Midori. There are dark anime, then there are darker anime. And then there's whatever the hell this is. On one side, you've got your typical dark anime, and on the other, there's Midori. A film so deeply disturbing it feels like it was never meant to be watched by actual human beings. Calling it dark almost feels dishonest. It's not just dark, it's a plunge into filth, despair, and psychological decay. Animated with the fury of someone who's seen too much and decided to drag you into their nightmare. The story
Is it weird that that random scene of the dude with the blood in his face then just reminded me of Watership Down? Which, by the way, you looking for a dark anime? Watership Down.
follows Midori, a young
it's not
girl
anime, but
and sold into a traveling freak show. But don't expect any twisted carnival fun here. What follows is a relentless barrage of cruelty and suffering that makes even the grimmest horror anime look tame. And honestly, if I tried to describe some of the things that happens here in detail, YouTube might just delete the video. There's no comfort, no catharsis, no redemption, just a slow, agonizing descent into hopelessness. Unlike shows like Elfenlied or Another, which wrap their gore in style and atmosphere, Midori rips off the mask and shoves your face into the horror. It's raw, it's grotesque, and it will stay with you long after the credits roll. So
when people make movies like this, like, why do they do this? Why do they do this? Why make a movie like this?
Watch this if you're only mentally prepared to do so.
Nah, I'm good.
And really prepare.
I'm good.
And at number 9.
How about this? Instead of watching it, how about I read the comments on my video, and you guys can tell me if you've seen it and if I should watch it. And if you say I should, I'm not going to anyway. That looks well fucked. I'm good. That's number 10? What the hell is this list?
We have Pet. Pet doesn't play by normal rules, it unravels minds. Literally. There is a show where memories are manipulated like clay, and the people who do it are emotionally broken tools of a larger system. The horror in Pet isn't about demons or ghosts, it's about losing control of your own reality. About forgetting who you are because someone else decided it was convenient. The show is dense, abstract, and...
This sounds alright. This sounds manageable. Comparatively to the last one, this sounds fine. Like, this dude's literally floating in a field of flowers. This is alright. I can deal with this.
Unapologetically cruel. And that's exactly what makes it so disturbing. Every character is broken. Not in the dramatic, noble way anime sometimes romanticizes, but in the hollow-eyed, trauma-laced way. That's
one thing that anime and Hollywood and everybody needs to start, like, doing more of. Stop making villains relatable. Alright, we don't want a villain to be... I want a villain to be a psychopathic nut job that I just hate, despise. It's just like crazy Game of Thrones style villains. Every villain has to be someone that you can relate to. You know, why is he so evil? When I was young, my whole family was murdered. Oh, his whole family was murdered. I feel sorry for him now. Poor villain. Oh, no, he died? Oh, poor villain. I don't want that shit. Why is every villain gotta be like that?
Makes you wonder if they were ever whole to begin with. The show plays with the concept of emotional weight. literal. This is an anime that doesn't just explore darkness. It carves it into the characters' minds and leaves them, and the audience, bleeding. It's bleak, cerebral, and merciless. So give it a try and you might enjoy it. And by the way, the opening of the show was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah?
Next at number 8, we have...
I could probably watch that one. That one doesn't look too bad. I get that one to go.
The Empire of Corpses. Now, the zombie genre has got to be one of the least explored genres. Because be honest, name one zombie anime apart from Zom 100, and don't you freaking dare say High School of the Dead. Because no one watched it for the zombies. We all know those eyes were somewhere else. Alright.
I've never seen it, but isn't that the one with the famous clip that PewDiePie reacted to? I kind of want to see it, but I've never seen it. Alright, yeah, alright. Zom 100 I've heard is really
Anyways,
good.
the Empire of Corpses reanimates the dead.
He looks like
Not
Rudy
for
from
horror,
Mushoku Tensei.
But for labor, war, and progress. That premise alone should tell you how bleak this alternate history anime is. Set in a 19th century steampunk world, this film imagines a future shaped by Victor Frankenstein's technology, where corpses are wired back to life, stripped of soul and identity, and repurposed as tools. And who's the mastermind behind this? Sung Jin-woo? The film dives into what it means to be human by exploring what happens when that humanity is erased. And that is where the darkness comes from. Not in the zombies' gruesome appearances, but in the way society accepts their use without question. Soldiers, servants, laborers, all lifeless, all silent. The world has normalized dehumanization.
The animation looks just fucking brilliant, by the way. I get really got to work out when all these new series are coming out. When is Lord of Mysteries coming out? And when is that other one that people want me to watch coming out? There's another anime series that it's like got a lot of hype around it. I think it, like Nicholas Light's been like talking about it as well. But when are they coming out, right? Because like I swear my comments recently have been useless. You guys aren't answering any of my questions. What's going on? Use it like come on, man. When is it coming out? People, you guys tell me to watch it. I don't even know when it's coming out. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just Google it. I don't know why I'm asking you guys. You guys are just gonna not tell me nothing. Lord of Mysteries UK release date. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. All right, July 3rd. All right, have I got it? July 3rd it comes out. Have I got it on my calendar? I don't. All right, I'm gonna write it down right now. Literally, I'm not cutting this out either. Lord of Mysteries. Mysteries. July 3rd. All right, there we go. I've written it on my calendar. And then I'll do it again here, because I always do 2 reminders just to be safe. Lord of Mysteries tomorrow. There we go. Done. Done. All right, and there's one more anime that you guys have been asking me to watch. Can't remember the name of it, but Nicholas Light was tweeting about it recently. Let me know.
And the few who resist it are portrayed as mad, dangerous, or obsolete.
That dude is literally Rudy.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood without hope. But it isn't about zombies. It's about...
So literally Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 3. Gotcha.
The death of dignity. So watch it if you're in the mood to watch something messed up. After that, at number 7, we have...
You know what? I would watch that. I would watch that.
is what happens when you take the body horror of Parasite, the moral collapse of Future Diary, and the not-so-family-friendly tension of Devilman Crybaby. Then mash them into something even less stable, and this anime doesn't tiptoe into the darkness. It cannonballs into it. At its core, it's about a high school student who can transform into a gruesome monster and the unstable girl who literally climbs inside him to fight. And as weird and inappropriate as it sounds, it's just the starting point. Everything about Gleipnir feels corrupted. The transformations are gruesome, the powers are unnatural, and every relationship is steeped in manipulation, desperation, or just pure violence.
Is it weird this is kind of giving me a Cyberpunk Edge Runners kind of feel? I don't know why. I don't even know how to explain why.
Characters aren't trying to become heroes. They're trying to survive long enough to understand what the hell is happening.
This kind of sounds cool.
In the process, they lose whatever innocence they had left. The show presents power as a curse, identity as a mask, and morality as something negotiable. The show never lets you forget how messed up these dynamics are, and it thrives on that tension.
This looks good.
It doesn't want you to feel safe. It wants you to feel complicit. It's an anime that stares into the abyss of teenage trauma,
as well, by the way.
Dehumanizations, and identity loss, and then hands you the camera. And if you're in the mood to traumatize yourself, well, maybe give this one a watch.
So far I'd watch all of these other than the first one. Like, I feel like I could deal with all of these. These are supposed to be a dark anime, leave you mentally fuck you up. Like, I feel like I could survive these. No? Let me know.
And at number 6,
that
we
one
have
looked cool,
My
and the animation
Home
quality
Hero.
looks fantastic.
Now, a disclaimer is needed here, because apart from being violent, this anime explores some pretty sensitive stuff. So, My Home Hero proves that the scariest monsters don't need claws or superpowers. They just need a reason. And a father trying to protect his daughter is one of the most dangerous forces anime has ever put to screen. The premise is simple. A regular middle-aged man discovers his daughter is involved with a violent criminal, and he takes matters into his own hands. What follows is a tense, methodical descent into the psychology of a man who is willing to burn everything for his child. Unlike most anime that explore crime or violence, this show doesn't glamorize anything. There's no thrill, just constant paranoia. It taps into the same unease that made Monster unforgettable. The idea that one...
Did you just tell me it taps into the same unease that made Monster unforgettable? Monster. You mean one of the greatest anime series I've ever seen that is massively underappreciated for some reason in the anime community? That Monster? You have my interest.
Once you cross a line, no matter how good your reason is, there is no going back. Every step the protagonist takes only digs the grave
like Clockwork
deeper,
Orange
and you're forced to watch him scramble to cover his tracks while his sanity frays. And it's the most traumatizing thing this anime puts on you. The emotional toll, the anxiety is suffocating. Every interaction with the gang, every suspicious glance from the police, every lie told to his wife, each moment is a reminder that his life is one thread away from unraveling. It's the psychological
this
pressure
looks pretty
of
good as
erase,
well,
but
by the way.
without the time travel escape hatch. There's no magic fix, just consequences. My Home Hero is a...
I'm loving that the more anime I watch, the more references I get. Like him mentioning Monster, and I've seen Monster. Him mentioning Erased, I've seen Erased. I'm liking
domestic
this.
tragedy
I'm
dressed as a
getting
crime
stuff.
thriller. And
This
it's
one looks cool.
devastating in its quiet rage. After that, at number 5,
Another one
we
I'd
have
watch.
Rin,
I'd give that a watch.
Daughters of Mimosine. God, I hope I didn't butcher that. But this
Rin.
isn't just dark in the action
From
anime
Fate?
sense. It's disturbing to its core. This anime takes the concept of immortality and turns it into a slow-burning, centuries-long nightmare.
Jesus.
The protagonist cannot die, and the world makes sure she regrets that fact in every possible way. This 6-episode OVA is brutal, hyper-violent, and steeped in themes of memory, identity,
Did he say over, as in OVA? Is that what he just? Is that what he meant?
and the consequences of eternal life. And as I said before, this isn't just dark in the action anime sense, it's disturbing in its psychological implications. Every episode features the main character being tortured, unalived, mutilated, regenerated, over and over and over. And the violence is not glossed over either. It's intimate, explicit, and treated as something both casual and horrifying. But the real weight of the anime isn't in the gore, it's in how the main character endures. Centuries pass, the world changes, but the trauma lingers. Her immortality isn't freedom, it's a prison made of her own memories. Mimosine doesn't glorify suffering.
What the fuck is even this story, man? Like, what am I watching right now? What is actually going on? No, obviously he's not really able to go into like the deep meanings and darkness around a lot of these dark anime because the video would get but like none of them seem that bad other than the first one. The first one definitely seems like the worst. The rest of these just kind of seem like watchable.
Catalogs it. Cold, methodical, and relentless. It's not trying to thrill you
Like, this
or
looks kinda
excite
cool.
you. It's trying to leave a scar. And if you watch it, you might just get one. And here at number 4, we have Blue Literature Series. This show is
Never heard
darkness
this.
distilled into 6 classic Japanese stories, adapted into a deeply uncomfortable but beautifully animated anthology. Each arc plunges into the mind of a protagonist breaking under the weight of depression, addiction, isolation, or self-hatred. There are no monsters here,
This looks tough.
only people. And that's what makes it terrifying.
This one already looks darker than the previous ones. This one has a different feel, a different era.
It doesn't exaggerate, it reflects painfully.
Give me like
the
a
animation
Grave of
style
the
shifts subtly
Fireflies
to
kind
match
of
each
emotion.
story's tone. Sometimes sketchy and surreal, other times clean and almost sterile. but the emotional content never lightens. It's hard to watch, not because of gore or shock value, but because it presents mental illness, despair, and emotional breakdowns without apology or cushion. There's no...
The worst kind of anime for me to watch is like a Grave of the Fireflies style one. It is one where there's no happy ending, no help, nothing, and you're just praying for something good to happen, and it never comes. Those are the ones.
Resolution.
This
no
looks
redemption
like
arc, just the raw truth that not everyone survives their own mind. In a way, Blue Literature Series is the literary cousin of Welcome to the NHK, but stripped of humor. Each story reminds you how fragile people really are, and how terrifying it is when they shatter quietly. This anime doesn't just portray darkness, it screams it in a monologue, with a deadpan voice while the world burns softly in the background. So be sure that you're ready to watch this one, and be prepared that your mind might be messed up for the next couple months.
I don't know about that one.
We have
that one I don't
Shadow's
know if I
House.
want to watch.
Now there's something profoundly disturbing about politeness
I get
used
bad
as a
feeling
weapon,
from that.
and Shadow's House is soaked in it. At first glance, it presents itself like a gothic fairy tale, a mysterious manor, living dolls, faceless nobles cloaked in shadows, but this anime wastes no time making it clear. Nothing here is innocent. Every smile is rehearsed, every gesture is monitored, and every rule hides a deeper, crueler truth. What makes Shadow's House so disturbing is how calm it all is. It is the kind of psychological horror that doesn't need blood to be terrifying, just silent.
Well, this one looks interesting, like kind of fucking unnerving.
Secrecy and absolute control.
I like the style.
Dolls,
though.
who are actually human children, are told they exist to serve their shadow masters. But the deeper the series goes, the more it reveals that this is less about service and more about erasure. These kids are groomed to surrender their very selves in the name of perfection. The system isn't chaotic.
Is that the same
it's
anime?
Efficient. Oppression
What?
is
That looks
organized.
well different.
Rebellion is
What?
suicidal. And worst of all, many of the characters don't even realize they're imprisoned. That's a rare kind of darkness. Something that The Promised Neverland did really well. I mean, we're not going to talk about season 2, so let's not go there. But this show is...
This one does look kind of fucked up, actually. It gives me like a Made in Abyss energy, you know? Like the hopelessness of this bigger being kind of... I don't know, man, like coming at you. Kind of gives me that kind of vibe. In like a really disturbing way. Like Made in Abyss is like a very enjoyable series, but there was a lot of times where it was just so brutal.
Horror in its most elegant, calculated form. A psychological cage.
It looks like two
lined
different
with
anime in
velvet.
one, though. The beginning doesn't match
Then in the second
this part.
spot, we have ID Invaded. So, imagine Psychopaths if the mental health warnings were more than just flavor text. ID
What the
Invaded
hell
is
is
a
this?
murder mystery on acid, where the detectives are as broken as the killers they chase. The show weaponizes the
Okay.
mind as a crime scene, and what's inside is never safe or stable. The protagonist is a disgraced detective who can only enter these dream world crime scenes because he's a murderer himself. Every time he dives into an ID well, he loses.
This looks nuts, by the way. Like, look at this. This looks so crazy. What the fuck even is the concept behind, like, the visuals of this? Why is this guy missing his elbow? Like, and the main dude is a murderer as well, so what, we're not even rooting for that
his
guy?
identity, becoming a fragment of who he once was. The horror
This is well
builds
fucked.
not just from the crimes, but from the erosion of self.
It
He's
doesn't
not
look
solving
dark,
mysteries,
though.
he's falling
looks
apart
weird.
with every answer. What makes ID Invaded dark isn't just the murders or the mental decay, it's the system's cold detachment. The agency sends broken people into broken minds.
I'm kind of worried, because Psychopaths has been mentioned quite a bit when dark anime is brought up, and we're watching Psychopaths. Like, we're starting that on Twitch soon. Kind of worried,
Knowing
man.
it will break them further. And it does. Again and again. But at the top spot of today's list, we have Heavenly Delusion.
Heavenly Delusion's #1? Alright. Huh. I've seen a bunch of anime now. I mean, Heavenly Delusion is dark. Like, conceptually, very dark. And the last few episodes, mega fucked up. And the whole concept is crazy. But I've seen dark anime. Hellsing Ultimate, I think, is darker. Parasite, I would argue, is even darker, even though maybe not actually. And then, but then the oh, there's another one that was in my head for a second. I don't know if I.
This is the Promised Neverland on steroids. It's darker, grittier, and doesn't have a crappy season 2. This is what happens when you tear away the illusion of safety and expose the rot beneath. On the surface, it's a sci-fi mystery. Kids raised in a pristine facility, the outside world crawling with monstrous beings, but as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that this isn't just another post-apocalyptic anime. It's a psychological dissection of trauma, identity.
I am actually curious to see how Animan describes this one, so I'm like excited to like as a number 1 slot, because I honestly don't feel like it should be number 1.
And survival. The darkness here is layered. There's the literal horror of human-like monsters hunting the remnants of civilization. But the real terror lies in the systems of control and lies that shaped the characters' pasts. This series doesn't deal in simple shock value. There's a creeping dread that builds as the dark secrets about the facility and the children within its surface. Identities blur.
Yeah, I forgot about that scene. Maybe I just don't remember Heavenly Delusion as well as I thought.
Memories don't match. People aren't what they seem. The lines between human and weapon, savior and monster, protector and manipulator keep shifting. But the heaviest thing was its emotional weight, the abuse and the cost of keeping secrets. It pushes boundaries, not for provocation, but to ask what happens to innocence when the world dies and the truth is poison. Heavenly Delusion doesn't just show a ruined world, it makes you feel the sickness in its bones. It's not about hope, it's about what you become when hope is gone. Well, that's the list for today, guys. If you were able to make it this far, please be sure to comment on which anime you think should have been on this list. Also,
I kind of want to watch the insane ecchi anime list over there. Don't ask me why. Alright, shout out my boy Animan. Link to his channel is in the description. Now, I've seen Heavenly Delusion. I enjoyed Heavenly Delusion. I didn't love it. I know loads of people did really love it. I just liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't like love it though. But I did like, it was dark and gruesome, but there was no point watching Heavenly Delusion where I felt like not watching anymore. And I've had that with animes before. You know, I've had it with a certain episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I had it when we watched Made in Abyss. I've had it with anime series before. There was one recently, and I can't even remember what it was. I don't remember what it was, but there was one recently, like, maybe we watched it on live stream, or it was Patreon or something, which was, like, really hard to watch. And I don't remember what it was. And, like, I even had people, like, saying, Luke, if you gotta stop, it's fine. So, I've, like, watched some pretty dark and messed up series. And if someone asked me, like, the darkest anime I'd seen, it's weird how I wouldn't have even mentioned Heavenly Delusion, you know? So I'm actually, like, surprised. Like, I would say Made in Abyss is darker than Heavenly Delusion. And I get that, like, do you know what the funny thing is? The darkest moments that I remember of Heavenly Delusion, my guy didn't even mention. Like, the latest sort of SA stuff, like, that come, like, down the road and the mind stuff around that. Like, that is all super messed up. But he didn't even mention that. He was talking about the world. Yeah, it's a dark and gritty world, but so is a lot of other anime. I don't know. Do you guys think that deserves to be number 1, or am I crazy here? Maybe all of you watching this right going, no, Luke, Heavenly Delusion absolutely deserves to be number 1. If Heavenly Delusion is number 1 on this list, suddenly I feel very confident to watch the rest of the series. The ones that looked way darker before. Like the first one, Midori, looks super messed up. And then the rest of them, I could watch. Pet looks fine. Empire of Corpses actually looks fun. Gipnir, it looks alright. My Home Hero looks very Clockwork Orange. I don't know if I'd watch that. The Daughters of whatever that one I would probably give a go. But then Blue Literature Series I wouldn't watch. The main two that look difficult to watch would be Blue Literature Series and Midori. Those two look tough. Shadow's House a runner-up, and then the rest I would all give a go. Midori I don't think I'd ever give a go. That looks the worst on this list. If anything, the list feels like reversed. That's kind of the vibe. I don't know. I'm interested to read the comments on this video and see what you guys are thinking. If you guys think I'm crazy, or if you guys are like, nah, I wouldn't have put Heavenly Delusion that high. I don't know. How about I ask this question? What's the darkest anime you've seen? What right now, what is the darkest anime you've seen? And it doesn't need to be one that's super messed up, just one that for you was the darkest anime. Kind of curious. And let me know what other reactions you guys want to see. Don't forget, whichever's the most upvoted comment, that'll be my next anime reaction. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And just have an awesome day. As always, my friends, I'll be live tonight on Twitch watching an anime movie. Come and say hi, and you will see me in the next video.